ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்த நிலம்பிரை போன்ற எயிற்றினை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை பொந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. சுக்லாம்பரதரம் விஷ்ணும் சசிவர்ணம் சதுர்புஜம் பிரசன்னவதனம் தியாயேத் சர்வ விக்னோபசாந்தயே. வசுதேவசுதம் தேவம் கம்சசாணூரமர்தனம் தேவகி பரமானந்தம் கிருஷ்ணம் வந்தே ஜகத்குரும். கிருஷ்ணம் வந்தே ஜகத்குரும். கிருஷ்ணம் வந்தே ஜகத்குரும். श्लोका नंबर 14 लिया. अनन्यचेताः सततं यो मां स्मरति नित्यशः तस्याहं सुलभः पार्थ नित्ययुक्तस्य योगिनः. Partha means Arjuna. Ananyachetaha, without thinking of anything else other than the Lord. Yaha, whosoever. Mam, me, the Lord. Nityashaha. Nityashaha means what? Constantly, regularly. Nitya means daily or constantly. Nityashaha. Satatam. Satatam means without any break. Satatam. It is not merely think of the Lord for 2 minutes in the morning or 2 minutes in the evening. Satatam means all the time. Back of the mind, this thought should be there. Satatam. Smarati, whosoever thinks about me. Tasya nitya yuktasya. Tasya, that nitya yuktasya. Constantly he is in touch with me. He is in union with me. Nitya yuktasya. Yoginaha. He is a yogi. He is a bhakti yogi. Yoginaha. Aham sulabaha. Aham, I, sulabaha. Very easily I am attainable. Anybody can attain me so long you think more constantly, regularly about me with a lot of devotion. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkalayam ashashvatam na apnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. Again, that what you call the refrain and all these things is nacha punaravarti. Don't take another janma, right? Either you understand the true nature of the self like Yogi or Sankhyas do, or you find the identity between individual soul and the Paramatma as the what you call Vedantists talk about, or merge with the Jivatma, Paramatma union as the Bhakti Yogis talk about. Whatever method the goal is that you will not be born again. Mamupetya punarjanma paramam samsiddhim. Paramam means the highest, samsiddhi means accomplishment or the siddhi. Paramam siddhi, highest siddhi. Gataha, those people who achieve the highest siddhi. Mahatmanaha, the great souls. Mahatmanaha. Mamupetya, having reached me. Mamupetya. Ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means impermanent. Ashashvatam. Punarjanma, the next janma. Punarjanma means repeated samsara. Apnuvanti, they don't get that. So here he says that in the Vedanta they say nacha punaravartate, you will not be born again. Similarly in the Yoga Sutra it says heyam dukkam anagatam drashtu drishyoho samyo, then heyam dukkam anagatam, this future birth should be completely avoided. So all of them are talking about, right? Yeah, right. That is, at a particular stage in life, you have to ask the question. Supposing I get another janma, what would I like to be? Look at all the people around you, all the things that you have talked about. Would you like to be any one of them? The moment you say no, then there is a great change in your mind. I don't want to be like him. I don't want to be any other person. If you are able to get that feeling, that itself is the first stage, right? Many times what happened, oh yes, I want to be a CEO of this company. I wish at the time, this is what I should have worked very hard for over 30 years or 40 years in your service, and you are not able to become a CEO. You continue to be what you call assistant CEO or a deputy CEO or whatever. You are not able to achieve that. That what you call, that unhappiness keeps on bothering you, and then there are family members who know you should have become this, you should have become that, and then keep on talking about it. Ultimately, what happens? You die with what you call unfulfilled desires, right? I wish I were like him. I wish I were like whatever field you are in. There are always people who have achieved more than what you have achieved. So if there is a unfulfilled desire in you that takes you to the janma. So at some part in your life, just look around, right? Do I want to be like this person, If you get an answer, no, thank you, I'm happy with whatever I am right now, then that santosha, that santushti is a great boon. Okay. Brahma bhuvanan lokaha punarāvritinaha Arjuna mamupete tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate Arjuna Brahma bhuvanate. Okay, Brahma bhuvana means Brahma loka. Bhuvana means loka. Brahma bhuvana means Brahma loka. Brahma, up to the. Okay, if you look at the Vedas, they talk about higher and higher, and the highest is called Brahma loka. Highest is said to be the Brahma loka. Up to the highest loka, Brahma loka, lokaha, punaravartihi means, right? They are okay. At the end of this yuga, they what do you call? They merge into the Brahman again. They are born again. Like that, they don't have an end. They may have a long cycle, but they don't have an end. They don't have an end. Correct. Punaravartinaha. So, but Kaunteya, Arjuna, Mam Upetya. Those individuals who reach me, Upetya, Punarjanma na vidyate. Even if you look the Brahmaloka, you are going to be born again, right? Over a period of time, all your, what do you call, punya that you have in the bank, they are all exhausted. Once that is exhausted, then you got to come back. The other karmas will take over. So only people who reach me, such people are not born again. Whereas the yogis say those people who are able to understand the true nature of the self and understood the kaivalya, understood what you call reach the stage of kaivalya, they are not born again. So you can either follow that path or follow this path, right? Whichever suits you, right? One person should not, what you call, tell the other person, a Bhakti yogi should not say Raja Yoga is not good. Raja Yoga should not say the Bhakti Yoga is not good. Raja Yoga, Patanjali accepts both of them, right? There are, see, if you are a Bhakti yogi, then the Raja Yogi does not, what you call, Sankhya people do not talk about God, right? That doesn't mean, they can't reach whatever can be reached by other group. There is an interesting saying, everybody is a, what you call, all are children of God. So, but one of the tendencies that I have difficulty believing in, not that I don't believe in God, but then I like another path, which is more appealing to me. Okay, we'll go to the next one, 17. Sahasra yuga paryantam aharyat brahmano viduhu ratrim yuga sahasrantam te ahoratra vido janaha. Sahasra yuga paryantam. Sahasra means 1000. Yuga means yuga paryantam, until 1000 yugas. Brahmanaha means of the Brahma, Brahmaloka. Yat ahaha. There it is called one day for 1000 yugas are considered to be what you call 1 day for Brahmaloka. Yuga Sahasrantam, at the end of the 1000 yugas, Ratrim, then there is a dissolution, there is no activity. So that is considered to be the Ratri or night for the, what do you call, Tejanaha, Ahoratri Viduhu. There are some people who describe the, what do you call, the span of existence of the Brahmaloka and all that. This is just for information. Avyakta, that is, even if you go to the, it is, what do you call, it is not beyond time. It is not beyond time. Whereas Brahman, Atman, they are Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Satya means something which is beyond time. Satya means it is not affected by time. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, 1000 yugas, Brahmanaha, Yat, Ahaha, whatever is 1000 yugas are said to be the daytime for Brahman. Yuga Sahasrantam, at the end of 1000, 1000 yugas, Ratri, then it becomes night for the Brahmaloka. Tejanaha, Aho Ratri Vidaha, who knows about who knows about time, right? Avyaktādi vyaktayaha sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame ratriagame praliyante tatra eva avyakta samjnake ahahagame. When the day comes, avyaktane, okay, avyaktane means those that are from the state of non-manifestation, sarvaha vyaktaha, all that manifest, including the Brahmaloka, prabhavanti, they come out, right? From the Brahman, all these things come out. Then it is called the that is called the aha, or day for the Brahmalokis. Ratri Agami, when the night comes for the Brahmaloka, Avyakta Samyaka, all of them merge into the Brahman. All of them merge into the Brahman. Tatra eva praliyate. They merge into the Brahman. They manifest during the day of, because Brahma is the creator. Brahma creates. When Brahma creates what, then everything is manifest. You may have Ratri and all that for individuals, but then basically the what you call the aha is said to be the 1000 yuga, during which the what you call the manifest universe continues. Then it merges into the Brahman. That is called the Ratri, Brahma Ratri. This is what the Sampuranas talk about. Ratri agame, when the night comes, for Brahma Ratri comes, avyakta samjnake, in the avyakta or the Brahman, tatra eva praliyate, they merge into that, right? Bhutagramaha sayevayam, bhutva bhutva praliyate, ratri agame avashaha, partha prabhavati aharagame, partha Arjuna, saha eva ayam, okay, saha eva ayam, the same, Bhutagramaha, the same, what you call, creatures, all the same creatures, bhutva, they go through 1000 yuga, going one janma after the janma, and then everything merges. Again, when the new, what you call, the next day starts for the Brahman, all these creatures come again and are born again and again. There is no end to this. There is no end to this. Bhutagrame, bhutva, being born again and again. Ratri agame, when the Ratri comes, after the 1000 yugas, Ratri agame, right? Praliyate, they merge into the Brahman. But then they are not, what you call, they are going to be born again. Ahaha agame, when the next Brahma day starts, when the next creation starts, avashaha, without their own control, without whether you want or not, prabhavati, they all come out. So if you go to Brahmaloka, you will be there for some time. It doesn't mean there's the end of. Only people who are able to, only individuals who are able to reach the Lord are able to be free from what you call Punaravriti. On the other hand, if you go by the first 6 chapters, by understanding the nature of the self, by the practice of yoga, you will not be born again. Once the buddhi is able to understand the true nature of the self in a yogika pratyaksha, not by merely reading the book, that's not sufficient. It's good, but not good enough. Then, what do you call? Then you think about it, okay, you are convinced about it, right? That's the second stage. But ultimately, with yoga practice, if you are able to understand the true nature, such an individual also will not be born again. Because there is no desire. Why? Why is it there is no desire? What is the logic behind it? Because at that particular time, you understand the real nature, real Purusha does not require anything. If the Buddhi is able to identify with that, there is no further desire. At the time of death, if there is no desire, you are not going to be born again. Okay, we'll go to the 20th sloka. Paraha tasmatu bhavaha anyaha avyaktaha avyaktat sanatanaha yaha saha sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinashyati. Tu, but tasmat avyaktate. Okay, when compared to that avyakta, what is avyakta here? Brahman, or the Lord here. Tasmat avyakta. We have seen the Akṣara Brahma. That is, he doesn't undergo any change. It doesn't manifest. Okay, paraha, anyaha, avyaktaha, sanatanaha. Sanatana means forever, right? Forever. Yaha bhavaha, the one that exists all the time. Saha, that. Sarveshu bhuteshu, in all creatures. Nashyatsu, even when all the creatures die, vinashyati, what you call that entity does not die, right? And then we have seen earlier that the same Purusha, which has the same characteristics as this, does not die. In Vedanta, they say the individual Atman and the individual and the creator who created this universe are one and the same. Is it clear? Having talked about the what you call individuals reaching the higher worlds, right? Higher worlds. What is the highest world? Is Brahmaloka. You reach the highest Brahmaloka, and Brahmaloka is the universe as you see, right? As you see, and then in this what you call, in this 1000 yugas, we go through a number of births and deaths. But at the end of the 1000, what you call, 1000 yugas, the entire universe merges into Brahman. So all the creatures who have not reached the ultimate goal of Kaivalya, they also merge with the Brahman. But then the that is not when the, what do you call it? That is called the Brahma Ratri. Then the next day starts for Brahman, the entire creation starts all over again. All the creatures which are just what you call merged with the Brahman again come back swavashata, without their own control, without their own control. So what he is trying to say is, even all the various religious activities, everything that you do to reach the higher worlds will not be complete. It is all subject to time. Whereas if you are able to reach the entity which does not undergo any change, like Brahman or Paramatma or your individual soul, whatever you want to call it, or if you are able to identify the individual soul with the Paramatma as one and the same, whatever be the approach, these are the approaches that are available. If your mind is able to be convinced about it, such an individual will not be born again. Avyaktaha Akṣaraha iti uktaha tamahuhu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Avyakta has been described now. Akṣaraha means the one that is non-changing. Iti uktaha Akṣara, Avyakta, Akṣara, they are one and the same. Tam, that, paramam gatim, that highest, what you call goal, ahu, that is the highest goal. It is said that is the highest goal. Yam prapya, reaching what or attaining what, na nivartante, one is not going to be born again. Tat mama paramam dhama, that is my highest, what you call, highest state. So here he says that constantly, think about me, worship me, you will reach me, and then with that you will not be born again. That's the message here. Purushaha sa paraha partha bhaktya labhyaha tu hananyaya yasyantaha sthani bhutani yena sarvam idam tatam. Partha, again Arjuna, bhutani mean all creatures, yasyantaha sthani, okay, yasyaha antasthani, all of them who reside in whom, in that entity, yena, by which, idam sarvam, all the entire universe, tatam means is what you call permeated by saha paraha purusha, that highest purusha, ananyaya bhaktya, without what you call, without any deviation, bhaktya, with a constant bhakti with that particular ananya bhaktya labhyaha, such an individual is able to achieve this. Partha bhutani, all the creatures, yasya antaha sthani, okay. All the creatures, all of us are within Brahman, right? Brahman, that is God here. He is going to explain this in greater detail in the next few chapters. Idam sarvam, the entire universe, idam sarvam. Tatam means they are what you call permeated by saha, paraha, purushaha. Okay, the Lord is supposed to permeate. If you look at the Purush Sukta, it says that it permeates the entire universe. So if you are able to achieve that, then you are not going to be born again. Yatra kaletu anavrittim avrittim chaiva yoginaha prayataya antitam kalam vakshyami bharatarshabha. Bharatarshabha is again Arjuna. Yatra kaletu, at all time, prayataha yoginaha, yogis who leave this body, anavritam means don't return, avritam cha, okay, avritam cha yanti. Okay, now he says he's going to explain about the time of death, right? This is belief in the olden days. What is the time of death during which if you leave the body, you will reach, because you will not be born again, or the time when you leave the body, you will be born again. These are what you call general ideas. For instance, if you die in Uttarayana, you know, Dakshinayana, Uttarayana. When you die in Uttarayana, you will not be born again or something like that. And then there are other things, you know, if the prana leaves the body, there are 9 apertures in the body. If it leaves through the Brahmarandra, if it leaves by the Brahmarandra, you will not be born again. Like that, there are lots of lots of beliefs in the old. He is now talking about some of them. Yatra kaletu anavrittim avrittim chaiva yogina. Yatra kaletu, in whatever time, prayataha yoginaha, yogis leave the body, anavritim, and they don't come back, right? Anavritim. Avritim chayeva, what about other people who come back? Avritim cha yanti, they are born again. Tam kalam pravakshami, into you the time during which this death takes place. Agnirjyotihi ahaha shuklaha shanmasa uttarayanam tatra prayata gachanti brahma vido janaha. He doesn't say, I say this. Agnihi means fire. Jyotihi means light. Ahaha, daytime. Shuklaha, Shukla Paksha. You know, Shukla Paksha is what you call the moon. What is Shukla Paksha? Yeah, yeah. Waxing moon, right? Waxing moon time. Shuklaha, Shanmasaha, the 6 times Uttarayana, the 6 months of Uttarayana. Tatra Prayataha, people who die. Brahmavidaha Janaha means people who are Brahmajnanis. Okay, such people, Brahma Gachanti. So, Agnihi, there is one reason why in the olden days people used to be cremated, right? Cremated. Jyotihi means light. Ahaha, daytime. If you die during the daytime, you are supposed to have a better chance of what you call not being born again. Okay. Shukla, that's why in the Mahabharata, you know the story in Mahabharata. Bhishma decides to die during Uttarayana. So, right. And the same thing in Yoga, they choose the time to die, right? They choose the time to die. And there is, no?
Yes, sir.
Right.
So, sir, but again, this is only for Brahma, only those who know.
That is true, but then I know the whole idea is you will be able to understand whether a particular individual who died is a Brahmajnani or not. If he dies during what you call Uttarayana, you can assume that he will not be born again. So, I mean, I can't wait till Uttarayana to die. You know, the death comes any time. Only such yogis, people like Bhishma were able to do that, or yogis like Yajnavalkya were able to do that, right? So these are just what do you call? These are just information, general beliefs in the olden days. Dhumo ratrihi tata krishnaha shanmasa dakshinayanam tata chandramasam jyotihi yogi prapya nivartate. Such people, the other people who are born, who die, which are not as in the list that is mentioned earlier, I think we shouldn't spend too much time thinking about it. These are some of the beliefs, and the Lord says that Dhumaha means what you call smoke. Ratrihi, people die during night. Tata Krishna Paksha. Krishna Paksha is the waning what you call moon time. Krishna Paksha. Shanmasaha Dakshinayana. Dakshinayana, when the sun moves towards this. What are the months Dakshinayana between? Dakshinayana is the colder months. Uttarayana is the what you call summer months, warmer months. Tatra yogi Chandramasam, okay, prapya nivartate, people who go, die during these particular conditions, they return to earth. Shukla Krishne gati hyete jagataha shashvate mate ekaya yati anavrittim anyaya vartate punah. There is in one Upanishad talks about it. At the time of death, the Sukshma Sharira wants to go to heaven, wants to go to Brahmaloka. I'm sorry, anavriti, I don't want to be born again. So whatever position it goes. And then there are, there are gatekeepers there. They ask you, who are you? Then you say, no, I'm Ramaswami, the yoga teacher. Then he says, go down. That's the end of it. So when you are able to say, I'm Atman or whatever the correct answer, then you are let go. That's what the story is. Shukla Krishne gati hyete jagataha shashvate mate ekayati anavrittim anyaya vartate punaha. Surely, jagataha in this world. Shukla Krishne yete. The two paths are there. Shukla means the path to freedom. Krishna is the black path to be born again. Shashvate mate. Okay. In Sanatana, these are mentioned there. Ekaya anavritim jati. Ekaya, by only one, anavritim jati. What is that path? That path is known as the what you call Archimarga and Dhuma Marga. That's the general term. Archimarga is the path by which you are able to achieve. anavriti, and dhuma marga are the smoke path by which you attain rebirth. Yati anyaya punaha avartate, right? The light path takes you to anavriti, whereas the, what you call, the, sometimes they call it as day and night, sometimes they use the word agni and dhuma, different terms they are used.
You also say that new moon there will be a lot of death.
New moon இருக்கும்னு சொல்வாங்க.
They say no when there is
ஆமா ஆமா, நியூ மூன் செத்து போகக்கூடாது இல்லை.
அமாவாசை வந்துதான்
ஆமா,
they'll
ரைட்,
get
பயம்
scared
வரும்.
that it's going to
அது
go.
போகக்கூடாது, ஃபியர் தட், ரைட். If I survive in the Amavasya, I will be better.
Right.
சொல்லுவாங்க.
It's supposed to.
Huh?
That means it is good to go or not good to go.
We will Amavasya. According to what he says, Amavasya, if you die during Amavasya, you are like to be born again.
Okay.
Shukla Krishna Gati Khete Jagataha Shashvat. Don't think too much about it. There are more, what do you call, more solid material. Right? Shukla Krishna Gati Khete Jagataha Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yati Anavritim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. He surely Jagataha, in this universe, Shukla Krishna Yete, two paths, right? Shukla Krishna, that is what you call light and darkness, or another term that use Agni and Agni Marga and Dhuma Marga, or fire and smoke Marga. Shashvate Mate, okay, these are considered to be Shashvata. People have observed these things and then they come out with the theory that this is what happens. Ekaya, by one anavriti, by one path, that is the Agni Marga or the, what you call, day Marga, whatever you call it, anavriti yati, people reach anavriti, they are not born again. Anyaya, by the other Marga, other path, then you use the word sun Marga and moon Marga also, another terms that are used. Anyaya punaha avartate. Okay, they are born again. In fact, some people, they are, some families, they are so scared about this, right? Daytime the போகக்கூடாது, daytime the போகணும், ராத்திரி போகக்கூடாது. ரொம்ப they worry a lot. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन्ने योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. Partha means Arjuna. Yete Shruti, between these two paths, Jananne, the one who understands these two paths, Kashana, yogi, any yogi, na muhyati, right? Muhyati, and then he will not be muhyati, he will not be confused. Tasmat, therefore, Arjuna, Sarveshu Kaleshu, all the time, Yoga Yuktaha. Yoga Yukta means when be in yoga. Yoga here refers to constantly think of the Lord. You be in Bhakti Yoga all the time. Yoga Yuktaha Bhava. Okay. Then what does he say here? Okay. People who constantly think about me are not Mukhyati, are not going to be, what you call, deluded by whatever has been said earlier. The general belief is there. But if you, on the other hand, if you think of the Lord all the time, you don't have to worry about when you are going to die, this and that, all those things will not affect you. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyete tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Vedeshu, in all the Vedas, Vedeshu, or chanting all the Vedas, studying all the Vedas. Yajneshu, doing all the yajnas mentioned in the Vedas. Tapahasu, then there are a number of tapasvins who do tapas, constantly thinking of a higher principle. Daneshu, there are other people who try to accumulate a lot of punya by charity. Yeva, yet whatever punya palam, whatever, what you call the meritorious fruits they are able to get, pratishtam, whatever they are mentioned in that. Okay. Idam viditva, understanding what I have tried right now explain, yogi is such a yogi, tat sarvam, that sarvam, all those things that are mentioned in what? In Vedas, in Yajna, in Dana, and all that sarvam, atyeti, he goes beyond all those things. Adyam param sthanam, the earlier, what do you call the, Adi means the beginning, parasthana, the highest position, which is Brahmanhood. Upaiti is able to achieve this, right? So here the entire approach is that not by any of these activities. Don't bother about when you are going to die. All those things are there. On the other hand, the only thing that you do is to think about me in a state of yoga, and then you will be achieving a state where you will not be born again. It is very clearly explained. If the thought at the time of death is the Lord, you will reach the Lord. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gītā su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yogaṣāstre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Akṣara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamodhyayaha. Om Vanamali Gadi Sharngi Shanki Chakri Chanandaki Sriman Narayano Vishnur Vasudevo Virakshatu Yajneshachyuta Govinda Madhavananda Keshava Krishna Vishnu Rishi Kesha Vasudeva Namostute Shankha Chakra Gada Pani Srimadvarakan Nilayachyuta Govinda Pundali Akṣara Kshamam Sharanagatam Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Oh, thank you.